Hey everybody, Sean from Movie Assault here, and it's time once again for another episode of the Halloween 15. This is episode 14 of the Halloween 15 for 2021, and this time out I wanted to take a look at Halloween Kills from 2021. Of course, this is the sequel to 2018's Halloween, which of course is a sequel to 1978's Halloween. This film is the second of a new Halloween trilogy, which is scheduled to end next year with Halloween Ends. And this, I'm going to have to spoil a little bit of the 2018 Halloween to set the new one up. But basically what the 2018 Halloween did was completely eliminate all of the sequels to the original 1978 Halloween, from 1981's Halloween 2 all the way up through 2002's Halloween Resurrection, kind of retconned them out of existence. So this is a direct sequel to the newer film, and with some flashbacks, it actually tries to be a sequel to both the 1978 and the 2018 Halloween at the same time. I know some people weren't really happy with the 2018 Halloween. Some people didn't like the changes that were made to the mythology of Michael Myers. I liked it. I thought it was an excellent entry into the series considering what had come before, but I still am of the opinion that the 1978 Halloween didn't need a sequel. I thought it was perfect just the way it was. But that being said, the 2018 sequel didn't really damage the legacy too much. I thought that, if anything, it was an okay addition, kind of an updating of things. And in all honesty, it probably should have been left well enough alone as well. Halloween Kills picks up immediately after the events of the 2018 Halloween. Laurie Strode and her granddaughter Allison and her daughter Karen are going back to Haddonfield to seek treatment. Of course, Laurie Strode was stabbed by Michael Myers, and she, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, of course, is the original survivor of the 1978 film and, of course, now the 2018 movie. And, of course, she's gotten her daughters involved. And they think they've killed Michael Myers in this burning compound that they left him in. Well, of course, he escapes with the assistance, unwittingly, of some firefighters sent there to put out the fire. He murders them and then continues on his murderous rampage back to Haddonfield. We're then introduced to a series of characters that we've actually met before back in 1978. They are some of the original other survivors of the original Michael Myers murder spree, and that's Tommy Doyle, played now by Anthony Michael Hall, Lonnie Elam, who's played by Robert Longstreet, Lindsay Wallace, who is played by Kyle Richards, reprising her role from the 1978 film, and Marion Chambers, played by Nancy Stevens. And they've gathered at this bar to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the original Michael Myers murder spree. But they're completely unaware that Michael Myers is back. He's in the present and doing the things that they have been haunted by for the past 40 years. So as news reports come in to the bar, on TV, they sort of assemble this vigilante mob that sort of takes over the town of Haddonfield, and they start pursuing Michael Myers, or so they think. And what transpires is, honestly, I'm going to try not to spoil anything, but honestly, this is a complete mess of a movie. It uses flashbacks to 1978 to create new scenarios for the 2018 sort of update. We're sort of flashed back to things that we didn't see happen in the original 1978 movie, but they're created to create scenarios, sort of, I guess, a retconning of events between characters that didn't happen originally but now has happened. It's kind of messy, but that's not the problem. The problem is that the movie ends up sidelining Laurie Strode in the hospital for the majority of the runtime and replaces him with Tommy Doyle and his cast of Evil Dies Tonight mob people. It's really not an adequate replacement for the Laurie Strode character, who obviously has a better connection with Michael Myers than this random mob of faceless inhabitants that some of whom admittedly don't even remember Michael Myers but have yet been transformed into this bloodthirsty mob. And I don't understand really what the motivation was to do this with the story. It's really just a complete mess of filler material. It's like the movie is just treading water until we can get to the actual conclusion of this trilogy, which will be next year's Halloween Ends. Because we've replaced Laurie Strode with these sort of faceless characters, there's nobody really to latch onto as a likable sort of avatar for the audience. So you really just don't care. If you're the type of person that judges a Halloween movie simply by the kills, you'll probably love this movie to death because the kills are interesting. They're a lot more brutal than anything I've ever seen Michael Myers do in any film prior to this. But they're interesting, they're inventive, most of them. And those sort of come off as okay, but everything else just does not click. I don't know. I just really couldn't get into this movie at all. I thought it was kind of ridiculous. One thing that the movie does need is some levity, but most of the laughs in this movie are unintentional. I don't know. I really thought it was very poor. So I'm actually giving it a 3 out of 10. Very disappointing after the relatively decent 2018 sequel, and of course following the 1978 movie, which was an absolute 100% bona fide classic. So I don't know. I will go see Halloween Ends just to see how this wraps up, but really not too excited about it after this installment. It isn't scary. It's more ridiculous than anything else, and all I can say is it's a big disappointment. So there you go. That's my review of Halloween Kills from 2021. And next up is the finale of the Halloween 15, where I'll take a look at 2019's, or actually, no, it's 2020's, The Invisible Man, starring Elizabeth Moss. So thanks again for watching, everybody. As always, feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.